Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to our Camnet Midday News. My name is Amazing Katamanda. Let's take a look at the stories that are making the headlines. Zambia's president urges law enforcement wings to stop arresting people without evidence. UPND Alliance WRANGLES DEEPEN. We'll be right back.
The trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the...
She has so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
Thank you for staying with us, and now the news in detail. Zambia's Republican President Hakainde Hichilema has demanded action from his appointee in facilitating development and combating rights violations in the country. President Hakainde Hichilema, who declined the critics' title of being a motivational speaker in the fight against corruption, notes that people are justified in demanding convictions as the nation fights for corruption. More in this story.
Monday, 27th June 2022, Zambia's Republican President Hakainde Hichilema saw in various commissioners, ambassadors, and other senior government officials at the State House, where he emphasized the need for servant leadership. Among the commissioners included Zunga Siakalima as the chairperson for the Police Public Complaints Commission, Dr. Pamela Sambo as the Vice Chairperson, Human Rights Commission, and members of the Judicial Complaints Commission, just to name a few. The head of state also awarded the status of State Counsel to Justice Minister Mlambo Haimbe and Henry Wangambushi. President Hichilema demanded action from his appointees in facilitating development and combating rights violations in the country, as he declined to be reduced to a motivational speaker by critics on the fight against corruption.
Convictions. Only when we see convictions we will prove that seriously this government is fighting corruption. Now, they are right. Yes, HH is the president, but it's you now to investigate cases seriously, professionally. When you take them to court, you know that this case will succeed. If you think, you believe professionally the case will not succeed, don't take it to court. Don't arrest somebody. I repeat what I've said.
President Hichilema emphasized that the Zambia Police Public Complaints Commission must help improve relations between the Zambia police and the citizens. He says the police have been enemies of the people owing to the excitement of discharging tear gas, blank and live ammunition on unarmed citizens, such in the famous case involving Sam Machipioka and Joseph Kaunda.
I don't want to be personal, but not far from where we're seated here, 2 innocent lives were taken out. Joseph Kaunda and Sam. Young people. I think the police of tomorrow should not be in that position and cause loss of lives. Then the family and us, the community, distance ourselves from the police. So the police will complain. I'm spending time on this because we want to see reforms is not by word of mouth, it's by deed.
He further discouraged the lawyers and the judges from thinking that they are above the law. He has since challenged the judiciary to ensure swift justice delivery and called on the judges to be visiting correctional facilities to understand how people's rights are constantly being violated by unnecessary adjournments.
Interact with the Judicial Human Rights Commission, Dr. Kai. Interact with the police, the judicial. Why should citizens have their matters, simple matters, never decided for years? Adjournments. Chief Justice is here. We've talked prior. adjournments.
When all is said and done, what awaits is implementation. Reporting for Camnet TV News, I'm Patrick Soko at State House.
Opposition Patriotic Front Chairperson for Information and Publicity, Raphael Nakachinda, has called for Republican President Hakainde Hichilema's remarks on the fight against corruption bearing no Scott lamp are unfounded. He says the head of state should desist from such talks and provide solutions to issues that are currently affecting the citizens.
About when he came from Brussels via Rwanda was basically something of what the people were expecting him to comment about. The Zambian people wanted to hear whether he has been able to secure any deal that guarantees the lowering of fuel, the lowering the cost of mini meal, the lowering cost of commodities like cooking oil and other commodities, so that we stop buying to barleys and start at least to live a decent life. That's what he promised the Zambian people the time he was in opposition and immediately when he was elected into office. The fulfillment of his promises. That's what the Zambian.
The Anti-Corruption Commission has told Camnet News that the Financial Intelligence Center, FIC money laundering and terrorist financing trends reports will be resuscitated for possible prosecution of would-be offenders. ACC Chairperson Musa Mwenye says it will also critically look at 2021 trends report, which implicates some implicates some law reforms, among others, in money laundering and fraudulent activities.
Published now, but trends reports for the years before, because I've noted that the current trends report talks about people who are supposed to be charged for the more serious offences being dealt with low offences. So we'll study all the reports and follow the evidence. As I've said in another forum, the issue here is not about party colors or tribe. The issue here is about corrupt individuals who have taken money from the public or abused their public offices for personal gain. It doesn't matter where they come from, and we intend to be, and it doesn't matter which political party they belong to. Our interest, at least my aspirations for the Commission, is to pursue past, current, and future corruption. And with the support of the citizens and the general public, and also with the political will to fight corruption that we have seen so far, and the help of God, we'll get it done.
Republican Progressive Party acting president Kesha Sakapelwa has charged that Movement for National Transformation President Daniel Shimunza is masquerading as UPND alliance without authority. Addressing the media Monday, Mr. Akapelwa explains that RPP was duly elected by then UPND Alliance President Mr. Hakainde Hichilema to hold the office of Alliance spokesperson, meaning that the mantra is passed on in the party.
The United Party for National Development UPND Alliance has been on the spotlight of recent, following wrangles from some UPND Alliance members, among them All People's Congress APC President Mr. Nelson Musoni, who have allegedly been bemoaning the lack of appointment after rallying behind the UPND in the 2021 general elections. UPND National Spokesperson Mr. Cornelius Mwetwa, at a recent press briefing, described as selfish UPND Alliance members who were seeking positions, stating that some only joined the alliance a few months before the general elections and should therefore not be too expectant. Amidst all this confusion, Movement for National Transformation MNT Party President Mr. Daniel Shimunza has come in condemning the remarks by Mr. Mwetwa, speaking as UPND Alliance Council of Presidents spokesperson. The Republican Progressive Party RPP, which is also a UPND Alliance member, has however charged that Mr. Shimunza is not the recognized UPND Alliance spokesperson, as the office was handed over to the RPP by then UPND Alliance President Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Addressing the media Monday, RPP Acting President Mr. Kesha Sakapelwa explains that with the former party president, who was the UPND Alliance spokesperson, Mr. Leslie Chukuse, being appointed into the civil service, the mantra should be passed on in the party.
These comrades should make statements representing their political parties, not the alliance, because the mandate does not fall within that jurisdiction. So we are basically saying, moving forward, we are going to be representing the alliance because we are brain children of that organization. We understand the organization. We were there at its formation. Those that wants to come and spoil it, we're not going to allow that.
Mr. Akapelwa has also backed statements by Mr. Cornelius Mwetwa, charging that there is an invisible hand working against the UPND Alliance by bringing complaints from members.
We are privy to information. There is an invisible hand. There is an invisible hand that is trying to distract this so-called alliance. We are aware. And these comrades, they should just come out in the open and tell us what their intentions are. Or before it, let them drop out of the alliance. In fact, we are proposing, we are proposing today that the president should actually relieve them to be part of this alliance.
Meanwhile, RPP Secretary General Mr. Stanley Malama has also added his voice.
For this reason, allow me to exercise the powers vested in me to announce the real and the owner of this position of Alliance spokesperson, who is no other than Mr. Kesha Sakapelwa.
In a phone interview, MNT President Mr. Daniel Shimunza has however threatened to report anyone challenging his position to the police.
The Council of Presidents, including the Republican president and the chairpersons and everybody, they chose me to be a spokesperson for the alliance. And they are letters to that effect. And so that position is not correct. The alliance spokespersonship is not an inheritance from the party. So if they're impersonating that they are spokesperson, when the council sits, we shall go to the police and get them arrested for impersonation as spokesperson for the council presidents.
While stakeholders have been questioning if the union is crumbling, the UPND Alliance has maintained that it stands strong and cannot be divided. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
That item brings us to the end of our Cabinet meeting news, but before we go, we take a look at the stories that made the headlines. Zambia's president urges law enforcement wings to stop arresting people without evidence. UPND Alliance wrangles deepen. That's all we had for you on our Cabinet meeting news. My name is Amazing Katamanda. Good afternoon.